Assalamualaikum and hi, we are from Greenify Consultant. Today we want to present about establishing the effectiveness of management plan in Hutan Community PKNS by limit of acceptable change and recreation opportunity spectrum.
For the content in our presentation, we have a team members, introduction, methodology, resources inventory, issue concern and opportunity, limit of acceptable change, recreational opportunity spectrum, management zoning plan, management action and conclusion. So, this is our team member. In our introduction, for the aim of the study, the purpose of this management plan is to propose guidelines for the development of Hutan Community PKNS for the future. Next, we have 4 objectives in this study, which is number 1 is plan and create a clear strategy for Hutan Community PKNS. Number 2 is ensuring that Hutan Community PKNS is a safe place to visit and engage in recreational activities. Number 3 is to reduce the elements of risk in prior experience or existing areas. The number 4 is to prevent humans from exploiting the protected area due to their activities. For the study areas, Hutan Community PKNS is the one of the forest areas that serve as a green lung of the city and can be accessed by the public for recreation and education use. Based on the map from PKNS, this forest is 86.96 hectare of land. So, if you can see that this is a location plan and the master plan of Hutan Community PKNS.
Thank you, Faris. I'm Nurul Nagla. Next, I will present about methodology. Greenify consultant have conducting both primary and secondary data to acquire information on Hutan Community PKNS. Primary data is a type of data that's collected by consultant directly from main source through interviews, observation, and questionnaire. On 28 October 2021, the consultant conduct observation by going to Hutan Community PKNS to obtain additional information. Besides that, the consultant also conducting questionnaire on the perceptions of visitors and local business toward Hutan Community PKNS. Also interviews on the representative of the local community near with Hutan Community PKNS. Besides that, on 21 October 2021 was conduct webinar sessions with Perbadanan Kemajuan Negeri Selangor about Hutan Community PKNS. Next, secondary data collection method is data that are known to be readily available such as Rancangan Struktur Negeri Selangor 2035, other acts enactment by Malaysia's government in a related domains, Rancangan Tempatan Negeri Selangor 2020, PKNS Environment Assessments Report EIA, previous studies journal or any related source, and Selangor State Planning Guidelines and Standard Manual. Next, I will pass to LC.
Hi, my name is Elsie Sujon and I will present about resource inventory. The study area resource inventory was identified through a site visit method on the 28th until 31 October 2021 at PKNS Community Forest, as well as a desktop study to learn more about the resource. Several elements have been discovered and they all fall within the scope that has been proposed. Firstly, land use and site context in the one of the areas that show the type of land use that can be found in the study area, which is Hutan Community PKNS Shah Alam Selangor. Next, build resource. Refer to man-made structure that have provided at the place of case study, which is facilities and accessibility. Last but not least, refer to natural resources that really created by the nature and then cannot coming from human reacted, such as vegetation, wildlife, soil topography, and microclimate.
That is about the issue, concern and opportunity. First issue is managerial is lack of advertising. Hutan Community PKNS does not have its own website, so visitors are unable to find out about the existence and attraction in the area. Second is lack of parking facilities. Did not have parking space for visitors to park their car at the parking area. Next is uncontrolled entry of 4-wheel drive and motocross vehicle into this area, so it might have disturbed the forest and causes soil erosion. Lastly is land encroachment, which is this area under poor management and causes the encroachment by a group of NGOs. Next is social issue is littering, which is garbage disposal from visitors can affect the scenery and air pollution. Second is poor facilities such as not have a proper signage and not have a toilet. Lastly is resources issue is damaged tree. The tree seem to be erected off the host and broken situation caused by 4x4. Next is fallen tree trunks and maintained. can disturb visitors when they walking in the area where there are trees that are not clean.
For the limit acceptable change (LAC), this is a methodology or method that provides various benefits to an area, such as in recreation area and in park, for the improvement of protection area management. This methodology is also suitable to know and focus on the three main elements in the form of management, resources, and social. It has 9 steps in this process. The step 1 is identify area, concern, and issue. Step 2, define and describe opportunity classes. Step 3, select indicator of resources and social conditions. Step 4, inventory resources and social condition. Step 5, specify standard for resources and social indicator. Step 6, identify alternative opportunity classes allocations. Step 7, identify management action for each alternative. Step 8, evaluations and selections of an alternative. And step 9 is implement actions and monitor condition. For the recreation opportunity spectrum, they have 3. The first one is semi-promotive non-motorized, roaded, natural, and rural. For the physical setting, semi-primitive non-motorized, there's a very low because their development population in this area. They have a low severity risk and risk in terms of man-made resources because no facility are provided to visitor. They have a high natural area because in this area are filled with forests and natural resources include the aspect of all the fauna in this area. The rugged natural, the high attractions as there are several development with beautiful scenery and surrounded by the urban area. They have the moderate challenge and risk in the term of man-made resources due to no have a trekking for cycling or biking provided in the adventure zones. For that, they have a low natural areas due to some clearing forest activities in this area. For the rural, they have high attractions due to the green area close to the city. They have a low of challenge and risk for the rural, and then the naturalness of the study area has been low due to modified for the development of the local area. The managerial setting, semi-primitive non-motorized, the level of visitor satisfactions in this area is moderate because of there are no development or any activities in this area that can visitor do. There are low probability of visual or direct social behavior because of no activities can be done in this zone. There are a few opportunities to engage in the natural-based activity by light vista and relaxation in this area. Very low impact because of natural ecosystem are unrestricted and only can relaxation in this area. For the rugged natural, the level of visitor satisfactions in this area is still moderate because of there are several development with the adventure activities that can be done by the visitor. For the social behavior, there is low or moderate probability of visual or direct social behavior because of there are adventure activity. There are moderate adventure activity opportunities to engage in natural-based activity in this area. Moderate opportunity for human activity because it has the potential to alter natural ecosystem. For the rural, there are moderate visitor satisfactions due to the rural area that are less attractive activities. There's moderate probability of visual or direct social behavior. There are high opportunities to engage in the nature-based activity to explore and journey by the visitor to enjoy the beauty of the nature. There are high opportunities for human activity because it can alter ecosystem and will have a positive impact on visitor to do activities in this area. For the social setting, semi-primitive non-motorized, there are a few facilities provided and on-guard trips and no fee. There are minimum on-site control and restrictions may be present by outsider. For the rugged natural, the facilities that provide are limited, need to knowledge and high skill, and lastly, on the site, use control are noticeable. For the rural, the facilities developed to manage or access large number of visitors, and the control of visitor management are needed. And the lastly is control and regulations are obvious and the law enforcement visible.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nora Ziki binti Jamalu. They will present about management zoning plan. In this section, there are several zones. It shows the zone that have been set to know the types of zones suitable in the implementation, such as learning, activity, and social. In the study area in Hutan Community PKNS, there are 3 zones have been set. The Explore and Journey has been chosen as the name for Zone 1. It is because this zone is as the entrance point for visitor to the Hutan Community PKNS area, and also this zone spectrum is classified as rural. The name for Zone 2 that has been chosen is the Adventure. This spectrum of the zone categorized as rugged natural, mostly natural looking, surrounded with moderate evidence of human size and sounds. The name of the Zone 3 has been chosen as Vista and Relaxing. This zone is the last zone near the Peak Garden area. This spectrum of this zone categorized as semi-primitive non-motorized.
My name is Nur Anisa binti Zuyadin and I will continue for management action setting. Management action setting is one of the action plans carried out by Greenify consultant in ensuring that this area can be utilized as much as possible by the management and future visitors to this Hutan community PKNS. The main purpose of this goal is to be closely related to the issues and opportunities gained from the research and conducted by us.
Alright, for management action for managerial, we have discovered 4 issues and there are 3 alternatives altogether. In first alternative for first issues, the actions tab is created an official website for Hutan Community PKNS so that visitors can find out about the existence of the area. Next is lack of parking facilities. The actions tab is build a surface parking area and an open area near the Hutan Community PKNS so that visitors do not have to waste time looking for a parking space. Next issue is uncontrolled entry of 4-wheel drive. The actions tab is install a warning sign about the route being damaged by those vehicles. And for land encroachment, the actions tab is conduct arrest by management to reduce the occurrence of cases of uncontrolled intrusion. Next alternative for lack of advertising is collab with the university such as UITM, so the students such as PAMS can conduct research in the PKNS community forest. The action steps for lack of parking facilities is provide mechanical parking, which is a multi-story car garage due to the limited area around the Hutan community PKNS. For uncontrolled entry of 4-wheel drive, the action steps is imposes a compound of 4WD vehicle that enter without permission. And the last action steps on the last issues is transparently provide information and data on the forest. Alright, for the last alternative for lack of advertising is share information using social media platforms such as the website and Facebook. For lack of parking facilities, the last alternative is provide safe and conducive environment of parking area for visitors while preserving the natural environment. The action steps for uncontrolled entry of 4-wheel drive is make a schedule and limit the entry of 4WD vehicles into the Hutan community PKNS. And for land encroachment, the last alternative is take strict action, including as fine and summons against intruders or unregistered organization who encroach on PKNS owned area.
We go to the management action for social. It has 2 issues, which is littering and poor facility. For littering, the alternative one is PKNS must provide a proper dustbin in all area of Hutan community PKNS. For alternative 2 is apply to local community to provide a dustbin in Hutan community PKNS. For alternative 3 is provide garbage bin only in the entrance zone of Hutan community PKNS. Next issue is poor facility. For alternative 1, the management of Hutan community PKNS should provide facility in the whole areas of Hutan community PKNS. For alternative 2 is open up opportunity for NGOs to donate facility at Hutan community PKNS. For alternative 3 is the management provide facility only in the entrance zone area, but for signage is for the whole area of Hutan community PKNS.
In resources setting, we have different action steps responsible for areas of action, evaluation and monitoring for 3 alternatives. We have the same issue for 3 alternatives, which is a demonstration and for the 3 trans and maintenance. For alternative 1, for the issue demonstration, we provide a dedicated pad for visitor with quality material. For second issue, for the 3 trans and maintenance, we replanted a danger tree and record information about the age of the trees. Alternative 2, the action step is build main trail or path with barrier to prevent erosion by the visitor activity, and the management should make tree feathers close to the trail area. This avoid the tree twins obstruction the trail paths. Alternative 3, the action step is the management need to make improvement on the trail by scattering small stone on the damaged trail. This is to prevent further damage. And second issue, apply preventative tree maintenance once every 3 months.
Okay, in conclusion, Hutan community PKNS should be preserved because it's a natural, semi-natural area and cultivated space that can be beneficial to human, animal and plant. This chapter describes the action of the management to find solution to the issue raised in the previous chapter, which are issue, concept and opportunity. Based on the observation, the issue identify need improvement and several suggestions to address the issue have been proposed.